In you and I, there's a new land. And it kinda sucks. Welcome to Critical Hit, where I, your lovable smug Sneasel, will take a major shot at something we all know and love. I'm sure this will end well for everyone involved. Kingdom Hearts. Beautiful series. Great characters, great combat, great story. That's not hard to understand at all if you just play all the games. Except Dream Drop Distance. That has time travel in Dreams Within Dreams in one. Never a good combination. But we're here to talk about KH1. And yeah, it's the first game, alright. I don't really like these worlds. But let's go over why. Okay, firstly, this place has a whole bunch of nooks and crannies that lead to stuff that's barely interesting, but you have to enter very specific places over and over in the first sequence just so the Donald and Goofy story can continue, which sure is fun. Then there's the fact that everything is too cluttered. There are a few open areas with a lot of cluttered hallways and exits everywhere, with barely any good indication of where you need to go for stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to know the alleyway was right through there, huh? How very apparent, Kingdom Hearts. And again, there's barely anything interesting. At least it has the Winnie the Pooh world in it. Though you have to get through a stupid platforming sequence to get to it, where if you miss your awkward jump angle, you'll have to start all over again. This game's fun, by the way. The movie that had such charm and vibrant colors, I'm assuming because I've only ever watched clips of it, is represented by a world so wooden and barren that I'm sure that in the sequence of being chased by the cards, Alice just stopped running and got bored. Oh, she just got out of Dodge this version. The two forest areas look the same and are extremely boring to traverse. They have this get bigger, get smaller mechanic that just doesn't amount to much. The awkward jumping makes going through these platforms a chore. You're going to be hearing that a lot more, trust me. The portal structure back to the room doesn't feel charming at all. Again, this is probably due to the washout colors, but Wonderland. More like I'm wondering why people thought this land was a good idea. Does this even really count as a world? It's more of a tournament minigame. And that's it. But I'm probably gonna get flack if I leave it out. In which case then, I'll review it as a world as it's presented. Ahem. It has an open square area which is good for nothing but Trinity Collection and one puzzle, and the smaller area where you have one more Trinity and do nothing else but actually participate in the game. And the other area which is just another square where you fight the tournament. So yeah, even if I like doing the tournaments, if I look at this as a world, there's nothing here. Maybe if the tournament layout changed depending on the match, I'd consider it a change in area landscape. But the only time it ever does that is during the barrel minigame no one likes. So no, this as a world doesn't get a pass for me. You know, I kinda wish that the rights to Tarzan were lost earlier because this is garbage! All you do in this world is go all the way down to the forest floor either through minigames or falling through areas, then get a mission that requires you to go all the way back up again, so you can go all the way down again, and the only way to mitigate it when going down is to do a tree surfing minigame that, sure it looks cool, but it's still not fun. Not to mention the part with the hippos and vines. Remember that awkward jump I mentioned? Because if you miss a jump, you land in the water, and can't climb up any of the platforms unless you find one on a gradual incline. The only reason I see this happening is that Sora, out of childish pride, refuses to take a shortcut and wants to prove that he can do it in one go. Then you get to the drawn out area where you swing from vines while looking completely hokey. And despite seemingly pressing the prompt button at the right time, it doesn't always work. And any sort of slip up in this area lands you back with the hippos! And you have to start all over! Get out there, Sora! They'll tear you limb from limb! Honestly, one of the secret bosses of this game should have just been a hippo. Just a regular hippo with a ton of HP. See how far you get. The only cool thing about this place is the secret gorilla area. Looks nice. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I guess it looks nice.
Did anyone call for more cluttered area combat?
No, Smear, go away.
They're too bad, because I'm leaving it right here.
At least the colors are brighter this time. And the traversing is more manageable. It's when you get to the Cave of Wonders. The area seems fine enough when you go in. Yep, standard stuff. It's a good thing they didn't put an arbitrary water cave maze in the lower sections that you need Aladdin for if you want to activate switches. Yep, sure is a good thing that doesn't exist. Look, you can tell I hate water in this game. More on that later. And you can tell I hate how mazes are handled. But the problem I remember having is that I needed to go get Aladdin, and I needed to go back and get Donald and Goofy in the Trinity spots for this place. Because you can't switch party members on the fly in this game. Thank you, Kingdom Hearts 2. Honestly though, apart from that, I think the world's okay. Now, okay still doesn't imply that I like it, but you can chalk this up to being a bit more of my personal taste than the others. Goddamn water pools! Why do you plague me so? At least it's only the first part and you get a high jump after a bit to mitigate your terrible jump style. But one of my problems with Monstro is that everything looks the same! And everything looks boring! Is this how it looked in the movie? I never saw Pinocchio either. At least the area is a bit more expansive this time, but again, it all looks the same. I thought I was supposed to be discovering wondrous Disney worlds come alive, not this! Not to mention that I missed a lot of treasure chests here on my first time, but that's fine. I just need to go do some Olympus Coliseum stuff to actually have fun, and then I'll be back in a... Where's Monstro? Where's Monstro? What do you mean he's not here? He's there on the map! How did we lose a giant freaking whale? Yeah, apparently some genius at Square Enix decided that you can only encounter Monstro at random when you go to his area. So if you're not done with the story or you have treasure chests left, then too bad! This game's fun, by the way. Atlantica.
Red alert, water levels critical. 7.8, too much water.
Oh boy, where do we begin? Everything looks the same, the swimming controls are terrible, everything looks the same, I can't block anymore, and everything looks the goddamn same! In fact, everything looks so similar that I literally had to pin trident marks on the walls just so you know where to find King Triton's type. Just so you know where to find King Triton's type. What the? What is... Am I having a stroke? Just so you know where to find King Triton's castle. And then there's the fact that in order to find the last boss of the world, you have to swim against the current here. Is there any indication that I was supposed to go there? Does that look like a normal opening? No, it doesn't. I spent so much wasted time scouring the entire basin just to find this place. I shouldn't take 3 hours to complete one world. You know, I'm gonna say it. I vastly prefer Kingdom Hearts 2's Atlantica to Kingdom Hearts 1. Oh. Yeah, that's right. But Sneasel, you'd really take those terrible songs over? Yes, I would. I would play the Swim This Way minigame for a score more than this tripe. Bring on the fitty fun, I don't care. What's that? Is that the sound of water? Why would you? Oh, it's just a boat. We're in a boat. And that's it. Honestly, I think this is a stupid decision in this game. Have the wonderful magical world of Neverland take place entirely in Hook's ship, Big Ben notwithstanding. Seriously, I never watched Peter Pan either, and I can still tell that this is a huge letdown.
Did anyone call for more cluttered area combat?
What? No! Don't you?
They're too bad, because I'm leaving it right here.
Again with the colored spaces! I mean, sure it makes sense since you're just inside of a ship, but it's not good just because it has an explanation. And everything still looks the same! Why does anyone like this piece of trash? This game's fun, by the way. Despite me being a detractor of Halloween as a concept, I truly think that this is one of the best worlds in the game. It's still not a good world, it's an okay world. Let's go over the negatives first. It's way too dark. Yeah, I get it, Halloween Town and all, yeah, whatever. when I'm hunting for treasure chests and the like, I'd like to see where I'm going, please. The boss of this world starts out promising enough, if not a bit annoying at times, then turns into a platform challenge that comes absolutely out of nowhere, and unless you did Neverland before this, which is unlikely, you can't save yourself from falling. And that's extremely frustrating. I mean, at least it doesn't kill me. As for the good, different areas look relatively distinct, the areas are more open. When you're in tight spaces, usually it's not that cluttered. But see, here's my problem. What makes up the good parts is that it doesn't do what a lot of the other worlds do that make me miserable. But what does it add on its own? What special occurrences or objectives make it stand out? Other than cosmetics? Barely anything. And the cosmetics aren't enough for me to classify it as good, in my opinion. Oh boy! A new world! I can't wait to water again! Is Square Enix made out of hydrophiles? Oh wait, I can stand on this water. Okay, I'll let you have this one, Square Enix, but I'm watching you. Now let me just say that I love the story presence and events here. Your partners leave you and you forcibly have to replace them with Beast. And Beast is a great offensive partner anyways. But you yourself don't have your Keyblade anymore. You just have a stick. Heartless beware! Now this would get me mad if I didn't still have magic to back me up. Sure, it's not as strong, but it's still doable. I don't hate this challenge. Going through the catacomb system is tedious though. Really tedious. Look, I don't hate exploration. I love games that reward exploration and catching certain clues. But what makes games like Rayman Origins and Mario & Luigi fun is that more often than not, their exploration isn't maze-like, and usually isn't what constitutes the stopping block for progression. And when it is, they usually present all information of where hidden clues might be well enough that you can at least figure out where you're supposed to start and what rooms are important. That's why 3D exploration games, especially collectathons, have to really do something special to get me to like them, because while more is shown in a 3D space, it tends to be much less than you need to require to move on. I don't want to be looking all throughout the map just to find something I didn't see or know throughout my first or second exploration attempts. If it's something extra, then sure, just not when it's required. And even still, I usually like exploration-based games where the camera is pulled back. It's a subtle use of Sora's relativity to everything else, and the lack of ease when traversing, that makes everything super tedious. Not to mention the upper part with the elevators. It's just not fun. Not fun at all. That's something I give Dream Drop distance over this. Sure, there are way more secrets that you are going to miss because of how well hidden they are, but usually they're not required, and when they are, you have flow motion to easily help you get across the map. But back on topic, catacombs suck. Upper levels suck. But the fights against Riku and Maleficent are great, even if Riku is a notable difficulty spike. I swear I've watched this cutscene a dozen times. And the final boss of the area, the Behemoth, which is absolutely disappointing. It's big, it's slow, it's easy. Can we move on? Oh, wait a minute. I actually love this world. Crap, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Everyone expects me to say that every single world is terrible. Come on, man. Talk your way out of this. This is a totally new type of area from what was established in the game. Yeah, the rest are Disney worlds and such. Yeah, they're based off of Disney World. So I guess I forgot to mention that technicality. I guess this video should have been the Disney worlds are terrible. Okay, you win. I really like End of the World. The aesthetics, great. The different environments, great. The presentation of the world fragments, I really hate the fact that I'm back in Atlantica, but still great. The bosses? Oh sweet mama jamma, they're amazing. Truly a splendid way to end the game. There, I said it. I like a world. The end of the world, that is. Repent, heathens, or you shall suffer the fires of retribution. The end is nigh. No, really, it is. We're at the end of the video.